Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Yoga Arya Pratama. Today I have a special guest that is Miss Yesi. She is a lecturer from D3 Business Administration Study Program. Hello, Miss.
No. I'm not business administration. I'm from English department.
Oh, sorry, Miss. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. But I teach at D3 Business Administration.
Oh, because I found your number from Ebi dari anak B gitu.
Ya, betul. It's okay. Continue, Yoga. Silakan.
Okay. How are you, Miss?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm fine too. Nice to meet you too, Miss.
Nice to meet you too. Yep.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss how to manage finance for millennial. Before I bring up this topic because I realized that the percentage of millennial who are literate about this can be said to be a little. We are so comfortable with using our money that our finance are booming. So the first one, I will discuss about the opinion of Ms. Yasi regarding young people who are extravagant of their own money.
My opinion,
yes,
for millennials who are extravagant in using money. Actually, your time in this time is very what I can say is that very full of social media enthusiast. What I mean is that anak-anak seperti Yoga dan di Yoga itu sudah banyak sekali tercontaminated dengan kehidupan semua yang ada di social media. That's why some of you who are not eligible to manage financial becoming very irresponsible for managing the financial, beli barang-barang yang nggak berguna atau misalnya having a very bad lifestyles. Even mungkin anak-anak zaman sekarang agak susah untuk saving money karena platform untuk belanja, shopping platform, online shopping platform itu banyak sekali and it's very easily accessed by one finger. Ya, tinggal klik you can buy something. That's why I know that millennials are very difficult in managing financial. The environment is making like that. Environment kalian itu sangat-sangat ekstravagan dengan shopping platform. Beda dengan zaman saya. Saya kalau mau beli barang harus ke toko atau ke department store. Jadi untuk saving very easy. Jadi mungkin tantangannya untuk milenial seperti itu.
Oke. Apa ya? Mantap sekali. Okay, the second question is there any difference in education to manage finance? For example, in Miss Yasi era, millennial children are good at managing finance, or maybe how it's like millennial now.
Excuse me, Yoga, tadi agak sedikit bad signal. Can you repeat the question? In my era, gimana managing financial di zaman saya? Dan
apakah managing keuangan di zaman zaman Miss Yesi itu berbeda dengan zaman kita nih sebagai milenial atau sama gitu?
Oh ya, sebenarnya actually talking about the financial management in my era, as I have stated before, managing money in my era is very easy because we don't have any access to do online shopping. Online shopping is never existed in our time, yeah. When we want to buy something, we have to save our money and then go to the department store, or we have to go to market, or we have even to go to foreign countries to buy something that we want. So it needs time, it takes effort. Eventually, when we compare with millennials right now, they have very easily access online shopping platform, and then they have social media, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, lalu Spotify dan lain sebagainya. So it becomes a very very open environment for millennials to buy something. Zamannya yoga ini di Instagram itu segala ada, ya. Akun-akun yang racun Shopee, racun apa, yang membuat orang-orang menjadi konsumtif untuk membeli barang-barang yang even mereka nggak butuhkan. Disitulah, that's the challenges that the millennials have to cope, ya. Saya tahu banyak millennials, tidak semua millennials konsumtif, but untuk millennials yang smart, justru mereka melihat tantangan ini sebagai lahan untuk berbisnis, untuk mencari uang. So ada dua sisi mata uang yang bisa kita lihat, ya. Dengan kemudahan shopping online shopping platform ini, ada orang yang memang jadi konsumtif, tapi untuk orang-orang yang smart and be able to see every changes in every kinds of online shopping platform, justru mereka bisa menghasilkan uang dengan cara berjualan di online shopping platform, karena yang beli tidak hanya teman-teman, tapi seluruh dunia bisa beli hanya dengan akses online tersebut, gitu.
So it's born to perspective.
Yeah, betul.
We can create our own business, or we can burn my money. Like that we can.
That's true. It's based on your own perspective, whether you want to create business or you want to burn your money. That's good, Yoga.
Okay, siap. The third question: what are the first steps for young people to manage finance?
The very first step, I think, as non-financial people, my suggestion for every millennial to be able to manage their money is that they have to know what are the needs. They have to be able to differ needs and wish, ya, antara kebutuhan dan juga keinginan yang sifatnya hanya ingin semata gitu. Misalnya seperti ini, dikasih uang saku for a month, let's say you get 500,000 from your parents, 500.000 untuk sebulan. You have to be able to classify kebutuhan saya sebulan ini apa, lalu setelah itu ada uang sisa, then you can use it for your wish. For example, bulan ini saya mau membeli baju baru. Oh, I know that I have spare money, for example 100.000 untuk beli baju baru, then you can use it. But when your need is already fulfilled and then you have extra money, you can use it whether you want to save it or you want to buy something. Because I know that millennials right now are karena akses kemana-mananya mudah, akses belanjanya mudah, keinginan makin macam-macam, ya. Sehingga paling aman adalah manage uang itu, dilihat dulu kebutuhan kita sudah terpenuhi atau belum. Kalau ada uang ekstra baru dibelanjakan. Jangan terbalik, ada uang dibelanjakan nanti akhir bulan kumaha engke. Nah, itu jangan.
Okay, maybe there are a case when we are good at managing finance, but one day we are meet some people who is a partner who is extravagant, and automatically we become extravagant too. So how we can manage our finance without being stingy? Karena banyak, karena kita sering mengatur uang, takutnya disangka pelit gitu ya. Bagaimana caranya?
Ya, bedakan antara pelit dengan ekonomis, ya. Ada beberapa contohnya gini, in a group, when you have group project, you have to be able to give some money in order to make your project becomes successful. Di situ ya kalian bertanggung jawab untuk mengeluarkan uang. Dan jangan beralasan, aduh saya lagi berhemat, saya nggak ikut udunan ya. That is stingy ya. Pelit. Tapi when you are asked by your friend, for example, let's have a holiday to Garut, let's have a holiday to Ciwidey after UAS, after UTS, for example, then you want to refresh your time. At that time, you can strictly say no if you things to fulfill. Nah, di situ akan tampak beda, tidak mengeluarkan uang untuk yang sifatnya senang-senang dan mengeluarkan uang yang sifatnya wajib. Tapi tentu balik lagi ke personality masing-masing. You have your own personality, you have your own characteristic, dan yoga juga pasti punya circle-nya sendiri, environment-nya sendiri, mau seperti apa berteman, teman seperti apa yang mau kita dekati. When you have that kind of person who is very extravagant in spending their money, that is her or his own business. Bukan berarti kita harus mengikuti gaya mereka, but just strict with our style, tanpa menurunkan nilai-nilai pertemanan, gitu ya. Ya uang dia terserah dia lah mau diapain juga. Tapi we have our own limitation. Kapan kita harus mengeluarkan uang sebagai kewajiban, kapan kita harus sedekah, kapan kita harus berpartisipasi dalam grup project, harus pelit gitu.
Okay. Maybe the last question is, are there any words of wisdom for youth who are still extravagant?
My words for those or millennials who are still extravagant in spending their money, actually it is back on their own personality, it is back on their own business, because money is all about personal space. Agak sedikit sulit untuk memberitahu orang yang susah kaya dalam menggunakan uang, mereka yang memang dikasih lebih dari orang tuanya dan mereka berfoya-foya one thing that I would highlight is that untuk kita yang untuk kuliah saja sudah sulit ya, karena saya dulu merasakan juga kuliah itu nyicil untuk biaya kuliahnya, dan I really lucky to have scholarship from Polban. It's very helpful for me. Please, for those millennials who are still extravagant, be responsible for your own money. Somehow perkataan seperti uang gue ya, gue terserah gue dong mau diapain, itu akan berdampak besar pada environment. Belum tentu teman kita itu seberuntung kita dalam memiliki uang saku ataupun apapun itu ya. Akan lebih bijaksana kalau misalnya extravagant lifestyle is not showed in your own social media. Mungkin kalian akan lebih bermanfaat kalau misalnya extravagant lifestyle-nya cukup untuk diri sendiri saja, tidak perlu tunjukkan ke teman-teman yang lain. Tapi tunjukkanlah nilai-nilai positif yang bisa malah membangun, menjadikan inspirasi untuk teman-temannya. For example, using that kind of extra money from parents to make business, mengajak teman-teman yang belum bisa berbisnis untuk dimulai bisnis dengan modal dari kita, itu kan lebih bermanfaat untuk kita sendiri dan juga untuk teman-teman di kampus. I think that's all gitu. Untuk saran-saran dari saya kan gitu.
Wow. Okay, perhaps the conclusion of the discussion of as young person, it is difficult to be aware of financial condition. By caring about financial condition and starting to learn to manage finance. Okay, thank you, Miss Yesi Purnamasari. Thanks for the time.
My pleasure. Thank you, Yoga, for reaching me. I hope my insight will be beneficial for you, and sorry for the mistakes that I have said. Yeah, I think that's all for today. Maybe we can meet in another time. Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye, Miss. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.